This assignment is one of the more difficult in the course, as you must actually write a lesson plan. Therefore, begin the work early in the week and give yourself time to complete it in stages. Please note that a lesson for a very young child is 15 minutes shorter than for an older child because of the concentration level of the youngster. Review what the assignment asks you to do. Each lesson should conform to standards for the level of the child in which you seek certification. Make certain you read all the postings so that your tutee experiences success with the lesson you are teaching, and you have some definite way of assessing his or her progress. First, review the posting on giving clear directions, and be certain you do not plan a lesson for a class, as you are working with one tutee. This is an overview of the lesson and its parts that you will write. Step 2B asks you to fill in the graphic organizers you will use. These are listed in the folder with graphic organizers in Session 6. Select one that is appropriate for what you are teaching, or make one up so that the child experiences success. This can be as simple as sequential steps to solving a math problem, or as complex as writing a persuasive essay. Modeling is another way to make sure the student understands what to do. The lesson should have formative assessment built into it. This can be a guided practice after modeling in the procedure development portion. In this way, you observe the progress and struggles of the child during instruction so you can adjust what you are teaching if the child does not understand. Summative assessment will come with the homework. Use a rubric, much as the ones you have experienced in this class, to let the youngster know exactly what you are looking for in his or her work and how you will grade it. Use the internet and sharemylesson.com to help you. Also, for very young children, look at the model I posted for pre-K reading. Pictures work well for pre-readers. Clear directions are not as easy to write as you may think. Go over the reading in this session to make sure you write exactly what you want the pupil to do throughout the lesson. Remember, this is a lesson for one child, not a class, so using a smart board or projector may be inappropriate. Look at the graphic organizer for this session. It has 5 columns. To write your lesson, you need to go back to the assignment for Session 3 and use all the information you got about the youngster you will be tutoring. Now, begin with the left-hand column in which the lesson elements are printed in bold letters. Start with the materials you will need for the lesson and list these below materials in the first column. Next, write your aim or objective in the form of a question such as, how do we add numbers with mixed signs? This is the most important step in the lesson as it narrows down what you will teach in the tutorial. Depending upon what you are teaching, your aim might read something like, how do we use context clues in a sentence to unlock the meaning of an unfamiliar word? Or, how can we review the proper rules of behavior in our preschool classroom? Obviously, using context clues is a lesson for an older child who can already read, and using proper behavior in a preschool class is for a young child who may need behavior modification if the youngster hits others or refuses to share toys. Moving down the column allows you to place the lesson in the context of a Common Core learning standard. In the second column, You want to enter the reason you are teaching what you are based on what the child should know and be able to do for his or her age and grade level. Then, you list performance objectives. Go back to the readings in Session 3 and reread the lesson elements. These are what the student will do during the lesson that you can observe. Please remember, you do not use words such as learn, appreciate, understand, or enjoy. It has to be an observable act that the student does. The do now taps into what the child already knows from prior experience and what he or she has been taught in school. Explain why this is important in the second column. How will you motivate the youngster to address the deficiency or the enrichment you are about to teach? This should take what the child already knows and move him or her to the next level of proximal development according to Vygotsky's theory. Therefore, question the child about how they knew what they told you in the do now. A critical element in the success of tutorials and teaching is building a good rapport between the tutor and the youngster, especially when addressing a deficiency, as you want to engage the youngster in what you are teaching. This includes the consideration of the pupil's learning modalities, interests, multiple intelligences, age and grade level, and the relationship of the work to the youngster's life outside the classroom. These are all the things you learned about the child from your interviews. You also want to build in guided practice through graphic organizers, manipulatives, videos, or games. Now, you put them into practice in your lesson. Check the former student models to help you get things right and clarify them in your own mind. The graphic organizer helps those with spatial intelligence to visualize, organize, and simplify complex thinking, and includes everything necessary to fulfill the assignment correctly. Make sure you have read each slide thoroughly so you can find resources and explicit directions for completing each part of the graphic organizer. Checking the rubric is important to make certain you have completed all parts of the assignment upon which you will be assessed. The level at which you do this is indicated by reading across each row. All parts of the assignment are listed vertically, and a score is tallied at the bottom of the rubric. This assessment will be attached to the lesson you post in the assignment area. This portion of the assignment allows you to reflect on the process you went through in completing it. It also allows for me to intervene by clarifying if necessary and giving you additional feedback and strategies to approve or improve what you already understand and have done. Step 12 elaborates exactly how to submit your work to the assignment area in Blackboard. Do not email it to me or post it in the discussion area, as your assignment grade will not be calculated in your class average in My Gradebook or the My Grades link to which you have access. You have followed these instructions explicitly. You should be able to complete all the requirements for the assignment. General information about where to locate instructions and assignments for each session of the class.